So this is the fourth video, how to make this Australian style bullwhip. In previous videos I showed you how to cut out the lace, how to resize, split and bevel them, and I just basically showed you where I'm at this point in the last video, except I didn't have this binding on there. It's the end of the handle is about right here, and I started the binding here. This is a flat artificial sinew, by the way, and then it continues to about right here, and then it kind of goes into sort of a herringbone cross thing to kind of like ease the transition there. And what that does is it makes it just super dense, so it's it's not going to loosen up. This part at the end of the handle there, that can be kind of a pain in the neck part, but if you do this binding, you're ensured that it's not going to loosen up. Anyways, so for the next step of the way is we're going to cut out this bolster. And so my plans here: bolster 1 to 30, that's not right, to 40 inches, because that is 1/3 of 5 foot, which is going to be the end of the whip. But I'm going to cut it a little bit longer, just because I want it to be 5 millimeters after the next plaited belly is on at 40 millimeters. And then it's going to go a little bit further just to ease the transition. So what I'm going to do is I don't really have my big table's outside, and it's been raining for 3 days straight, so I've got to do this on the floor, unfortunately. What this is a side of 2 to 3 ounce veg tanned cowhide that I get from Wicket and Craig. It's a really good company. They don't use any chemicals in their processing, and yeah, I like their stuff a lot. So what I've got to do is roll this guy out. I've already got a pretty straight edge here. I cut, and so let's see here. So you want to go along and make sure that it's the same. You can see this, sorry. See, it's really hard to do with one hand not in use. I'm holding the camera. 1.16 right there. It's like closer to the handle. 1/16. Once, close enough. So it gets thinner towards the tip, and you have to think, is that okay? It would be okay. It's okay if it gets thinner, but you wouldn't want it to get thinner then get thicker again like it does right there. So you have to think to yourself, am I going to have to split this down? If you have a splitter, it's a good idea to get one. If you don't, I think I could get away with not splitting this, but it'd be a good idea to split it probably down to an even thickness of 1 millimeter. But since it tapers just only slightly, a few fractions of a millimeter, and it doesn't really fluctuate that much, I think it's okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do what I learned to do in a Bernie video years back. Learned a lot from Bernie. Is I'm gonna lay my belly out here, and then I'm basically just gonna roll this and then mark it. I'm gonna do that like every few inches, every 3 inches or so, until I get to the tip. And then when I get to the tip, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a ruler and make sure I got a nice straight edge initially. And I'm going to take that mark that I mark right there, and I'm going to taper it down to 40 inches from the handle, because that's going to be 1/3 of the total length of our bullwhip, which is 5 foot. 5 foot 60 inches. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is cut this out and wrap it up, and get working on the next video, which is going to be cutting the lace for the second belly.